Welcome to the Road to the Cutter Part 2, Making Money Efficiently. This will be broken into 3 parts: making money as a trader, making money as an explorer, and making money as a combat pilot. While there are many ways to make credits in each of these roles, some are more efficient than others. Also, some professions are more time effective than others for the same amount of credits. The idea here is not to break the game, not really. It's to show how to gain the credits needed to alleviate worries in one of the given professions. No matter how you play the game, there is a need to have the available funds to either progress or to play the game as you see fit. Maybe you love PvP combat. I'll admit, it's a lot of fun. But those insurance rebuys aren't cheap. Maybe you're a beginning trader and you're at a community goal trying to influence a background simulation. A Cobra has to make 20 trips for what a single Type 9 can deliver in one trip. With this tact in mind, let's go forward and first look at trading. Taking any good, person, or providing data transfer service all counts as trading. Sourcing goods and providing them to a customer counts as well, along with straight-up market-to-market transactions. Currently, the 2 most effective ways to make money are long, in-system deliveries of either data or economy passengers. Oddly, delivering cargo the same distance doesn't pay the premium that data or passenger does. Neither does sourcing and returning cargo over what would be the exact same distance. Here's how to do these 2 methods. Data Courier is just what we did for the Cutter rank ride in episode 1. So it's more of that, only more boring because you're just going to be flying in Super Cruise over a longer distance. Now, I want to take a look here though, and want to show you how much of a difference the long haul is. So let's find one. Here we go. Take a look at these. These are your normal standard Data Courier mission. And if you look inside the system, you see the destination. As soon as you arrive inside the system, you're going to be traveling 400 light seconds. For that, you are rewarded 15,000 credits. But up here, why does this data pay so much more? That's because of the distance you're traveling. Take a look at the destination. It's an outpost, but over 300,000 light seconds. That distance that you have to travel inside the system is what ends up paying premium here. Here we are in the Sol system, and I want to give a shout out here to YouTuber Matthias Blank, who brought something to my attention, and it's a really important point, especially when you're doing long haul. That is, the distance scales. The farther you travel, the more you get paid. And what Matthias told us all is he travels out to Hutton Orbital. Now take a look here. I'm barely cordial with this faction, and they are willing to pay over 2 million credits for a data courier. But take a look at why. Hutton Orbital is the furthest space station out that you can fly, almost a quarter light year by itself. If you're in Super Cruise, about 90 minutes. Okay, you're going to be flying straight 90 minutes. Just, put your throttle to 100%, point it at Hutton, and then go make a sandwich, because it's going to take a while for you to get there. But the reward for your time is that high pay. So you can only imagine if you were to go ahead and load up with a stack of these courier missions, the payout for your time is much higher than if you were to go ahead and grab an equivalent stack and take it to something that is much, much closer. This also carries over to passenger missions. Let me show you what I mean there. At a certain point, the data courier missions will lose their credit per travel efficiency to a larger ship carrying passengers. If you have a Sidewinder, a smaller ship, something that doesn't have a ton of capacity, by all means, do the Data Courier stuff. You're going to end up making a great amount of cash for not a lot of time and effort involved. It's one of the best ways to go ahead and do it, and I recommend it. But as your ship starts to get larger, those Data Courier missions are going to remain paying out the same. But passenger missions will eclipse it, and I'll show you exactly why. This is a cutter. It is outfitted with economy passenger seats, and it can fit a lot of people, over 160. So what you'll end up doing is taking on missions like this. 10 tourists want to go to a place that is 466 light seconds out. That's about a half-hour flight. So for half an hour, I can stack on those folks. Here's another 20 for 5 million. Here's another 20 for 7. I'm not going to take anybody with a crown. You don't want to take any of these people. They will end up taking up an entire bay by themselves. You can't put additional people in them, and they also have a higher chance of either being wanted or making demands or otherwise just making your life miserable during the point of travel. So don't take them. Just take the economy bulk passengers. Here we are. Here's another 5. Here's 18. And I can easily stuff all of these folks and more into my ship. So what the heck? Let's load them up, right? As long as they are all going to the same spot is what matters. Alright. You're not ready to travel yet because you're going to board flip. Yeah, right now I'm in open, but I'll flip on over to solo and I will check those boards, because just like we were board flipping over with the courier missions to rank up to get to the cutter, you'll also board flip to completely fill out your cargo hold. I will be right back and we'll get this thing filled up. That took less time than I expected, but as you can see, I've found enough missions to completely fill out all of the economy seats I have loaded on this ship. In real life time, that was about 10-15 minutes worth of board flipping. It depends on your luck. Some days will go faster than others. And now we're just going to fly on out to the destination. It's pretty important to note, when you end up seeing folks online saying that these missions make the most money per hour, bake in the board flipping, because that is a really big part of it. Just the flight out doesn't count as the entire part of what you are trying to do. It is the entire amount of time that you have invested into this that matters the most. And most of the trip is going to be exactly this. I have the ship pointed in one direction, and I just make sure that it flies straight for half an hour. I'm just going to fast forward to the ending point, but imagine doing this for about 30 minutes straight.
Steady traffic in this area, Commander. Be vigilant.
Scan detected. Landing gear deployed.
That vulture that just flew in front of the cockpit has been dogging me this entire trip. I mean, obviously he didn't do his job, but he's been there the entire trip. Alright, take off the touchdown. A little less than half an hour.
Good to have you, Commander.
Let's get these people turned in and take a look at the credit balance. We're at 497 million. Let's see how many this one's worth. Yeah, with all these tourists, you think I'm running the flight from Philly to Orlando. If you're running passengers and your cargo hold fills up, if you have more passenger missions that are going to give you cargo, all of a sudden they will disappear. And it's because you can't offload those passengers because you can't get your payment completed. So go clean out your cargo hold, head on back to the passenger lounge, and you'll be able to unload more of those folks.
Incoming message.
So how that one disappeared? More cargo. Oh. Alright, this is actually a good error to have. Insufficient material capacity. This is another reward. So they're going to give me these precipitated alloys, but over here, in my materials, I don't have the room for it. So I'm just, I don't know, chemical processor, sure. Let's just get rid of 6. Okay. It's an area I don't look very often, but it does crop up. So now we can get these folks unloaded. Alright, and the credit balance is now at 555. So from 497 we made 58 million in one trip for half an hour, which is going to be more efficient than doing the same distance with Data Courier missions. I'm going to cut things off here, and we're going to go into trade part 2, which is going to be bulk trading and rare trading. I'll see you in the next episode.